Sometimes I look around and just feel like there are so many questions about what we see happening in the world. What are some of the real questions people have about what they see? It feels like the answers we get, or the things we observe, just don't add up.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like there are these massive inconsistencies everywhere you look. Take California's energy situation, for instance.
Oh, what about it?
Well, you've got people coming home after work, and they're charging their electric vehicles. But because the sun has gone down, that charging is actually using fossil fuels from the grid. What's even more striking is that they've shut down nuclear, natural gas, and coal in their own state, claiming they would have done it cleaner there.
So they aren't generating enough clean energy domestically for when demand is high?
Precisely. And the consequence is that now they're importing it. Over 60% of the fossil fuels they import come from countries like Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. Countries that are described as having zero environmental standards. It makes you wonder about the logic there.
It feels contradictory. Shutting down domestic production for environmental reasons, only to rely on imports from places with potentially much worse environmental practices. It's one of those things that makes you scratch your head.
And speaking of things that make you scratch your head, have you seen what's being said about the IRS?
No, what's going on now?
This is almost unbelievable. Last year, the IRS collected $4.7 trillion in taxes. But get this, someone apparently uncovered that $4.7 trillion is untraceable payments.
Wait, the same amount? Untraceable?
Yes. The way it was put is that the Treasury has a whole year of tax revenue that just went missing. It makes you stop and think, what in the hell are we paying for? It just adds to the feeling that there's so much corruption. People are understandably fed up.
$4.7 trillion missing. That number is staggering. It makes you feel powerless, doesn't it? Like the fundamental systems aren't even functioning accountably.
Exactly. And you see this kind of disillusionment spill over into how people view community and relationships too. I heard someone articulate a really raw perspective. They said they don't care what people don't like. They specifically mentioned not supporting Black Lives Matter because they focus on internal issues, saying, we kill each other all day, we talk about each other all day.
That sounds like a painful view, perhaps born from personal experience.
It seems so. They talked about how it's often their own people who talk about them like a dog or kick them when they're down, even celebrating when they face trouble, like going to jail. Their conclusion was that they don't look at color and see race anymore. Instead, they see real and fake. That distinction seems incredibly important to them.
Real and fake, that's a heavy concept, especially when you apply it to the large-scale issues we were just talking about. Is the system real or just a fake front?
It makes you think, and you see signs of potential dysfunction in other fundamental areas too, like the education system.
Oh, I've heard bits and pieces and it doesn't sound good.
It's dire. Someone called the Department of Education a big con job and wants it closed immediately. The reason? In rankings of the top 40 countries in the world for education, we're ranked number 40th. It dropped from 38th to 40th recently.
40th out of 40? That's the absolute bottom of that list.
Yes, but here's the really shocking part. We're ranked number 1 in one area, cost per pupil. We spend more per pupil than any other country in the world, yet we're ranked 40th. Countries like Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and even China are ranked much higher, some in the top 5. It does. If you're ranked 40th while spending the most, it clearly indicates that something's really wrong. Spending the most and getting the worst results among those countries, that screams inefficiency or just outright failure.
So, you have this situation with energy policy that seems backward, trillions of dollars possibly missing, deep-seated issues of trust and authenticity in personal and community relationships, and an education system that is incredibly expensive but failing in its results. It all seems connected by this underlying sense that things aren't what they appear to be, and the fundamental questions remain unanswered or perhaps deliberately obscured.
Exactly. It makes you wonder about the real state of things behind the headlines and official statements. Are the people in charge real in their intentions, or is it just fake? The evidence we see across different areas doesn't paint a very reassuring picture.
No, it really doesn't. It's a lot to process, and it definitely leaves you with more questions than answers.